and one of them would be a trade shock.
Right. Thank you. Governor, last week you said in your press conference, and I'm just quoting you, what's most concerning is that unless we change things, our standard of living as a country is going to be lower than it otherwise would have been. I'm not sure if you've seen in the budget or not, but in the budget that was released yesterday by the Liberals, they have a line in here that says, if Canada's productivity growth had matched the U.S. from 27 to 2023, the median income of a family with one child would be nearly $11,000 higher. Would you agree with this assessment from the budget?
Well, I can't speak to every number in the budget, but look, broadly speaking, yes, if we'd had U.S. productivity growth, the standard of living of Canadians would be much higher than it is today.
And what do you think are the domestic factors that made you say that are impacting Canadian standard of living today?
Well, what made me say? I mean, there's really two issues here. I mean, we've had a long-standing productivity issue. That's why Senior Deputy Governor sounded the alarm. At that point, we kind of got through COVID. We got inflation down. It was time to get back to some of the longer-term issues, and that one was front and center. A lot has changed in a year, and last week when I said our standard of living was lower, I was really referring to the fact that U.S. tariffs have fundamentally fractured our trade relationship with our biggest trading partner, and unless we do something, that is a big negative structural shock to the Canadian economy. It's going to destroy some capacity. It's going to raise costs. Monetary policy can help smooth that adjustment, but it can't undo the effects of tariffs. But there are if we don't do something about it, our standard of living will be in Canada will be on a permanently lower path. As I intimated in my opening remarks, there are things we can do about it in the country. We need to improve our competitiveness. We need to improve our productivity. We need more investment. Those are the kind of positive structural reforms that could bend the path back up.
When we put this into perspective of an average everyday Canadian, we're seeing today that Canadians are not doing well. We can all agree on that, I believe. Last time, one of your previous visits here, we talked about food bank usage, and food bank usage has doubled since 2019, and more Canadians are visiting a food bank. Can you put that into perspective of how the productivity crisis that we're in right now, when you say standard of living, how does that impact Canadians?
A very brief response, please.
Yeah, it's actually a very important question. We're hearing what you're hearing. Canadians' biggest concern is the cost of living. You ask economists what's the biggest problem, they'll say it's productivity. It's actually, it's the same thing. And why do I say that? I mean, how are we going to make things more affordable? The way to make things more affordable is we've got to have more income.
Sorry,
to get
Governor,
more income, we need more productivity. If we have more income, everything's more affordable.
I'm going to have to move on to the next questioner. Thank you, Mr.